Now, it's my pleasure to introduce this week's feature presenter, Gary Cruz. Gary holds the category of accountant in the group. His business is GC Accountants. He's been in business for 24 years and credits his success to getting your business systems and procedures in place to create sustainable growth. Gary lives in Marks Point now with his wife Lisa, and they have 2 children, Bryson and Ciara, as well as a pet poodle. Gary's hobbies and interests include going to the gym, golf, and riding his jet ski and fishing. And his previous jobs include working at the Commonwealth Bank, Walton's department store, being a paper boy, as well as a car washer. And his burning desire is to go hot air ballooning all around the world.
Yes.
So Gary, I will hand over to you now, but before you begin, mate, if you could let us know something that nobody knows.
I lived at Weipa, which everyone doesn't know that. It's like 200 kilometres from the Cape of, the tip of Australia. When I was in my early 20s, for about a year or so. I think it was just to get the tax rebate for living in a remote area. Other than that, I've only lived at Toronto and Fennell Bay and Wallsend. Okay, so today I'll just talk about some financial systems that will take the stress out of your business. There's the team, a team of 7 now. My daughter's started 2 days a week while she's at university. My beautiful wife, Lisa, that's down at Trinity. If you haven't been there, go, it's unreal. And that's my 2 beautiful kids. Bryson is a carpenter now, doing well. And also Ciara, she's at university, environmental science and management it is, so she'll be cleaning up the world, I'm sure. Alrightio. So yeah, we're going to just talk about why a business owner needs to create good financial systems in their business. We do this, help a client through all business life cycles, whether it's dealing with past problems, managing their current obligations, and then planning for their future. So I've got an example of someone who come and see me, so I'll just rattle off on that for a minute. This client come to see me as a referral from a HR type company, and he just needed pay dockets for a staff member to claim some subsidies. But what I discovered was that no wage records were being kept, and as a result no tax was being deducted, and the staff member was being overpaid. Single touch payroll hadn't been set up, no pay dockets were given out, therefore non-compliance and potential fines. There was business activity statements hadn't been lodged for 2 years, so that's $8,800 worth of fines potentially. No tax had been set aside to meet those obligations over those years. His company and personal tax returns hadn't been lodged for the previous financial year either, more fines. And no super had been reported or paid since incorporation, so lots of interest, lots of fines. No company bank account, no accounting system in place, and the owner himself had an old ABN that needed to be cancelled. As a result, they had 8 outstanding BAS. This is nothing compared to some people I get to see. And non-compliance with the state's long service legislation scheme, more fines. As I say, it's not uncommon. It's very stressful for business owners because often they feel as though that's all been taken care of by their accountants, but no, it's been overlooked. So what solves these problems is great financial systems. And what we do is, step 1 is to implement Xero into their business so it can meet any of their current obligations. That way they're not going to keep repeating those same mistakes. We get it going right, we make sure everything's getting lodged on time, and they avoid any future fines. Step 2 is about getting the client to implement good habits when it comes to where their sales are banked, so just into that one bank account, not in 7 different ones, and how their money is spent. Again, just so that they use that one bank account, making sure that they just pay for business stuff out of the business account. Step 3, look, I like to make sure my clients have got a finger on the pulse as far as their cash flow is concerned, and that's all about making sure that they know how to quote, how to process an order, and then ultimately invoice that client, and then how to apply any money that's been received to that invoice. So by having that, they can work out who owes their money, also understanding the nuts and bolts of how to do their staff's wages, and by self-managing those 2 important functions, they're able to keep an eye on what's important, where the money comes and goes. They can address unpaid invoices on a timely manner, and beware of and put aside any GST, staff super, taxes, all that stuff, so that when the bill comes in, they've got it and they can pay it. Rightio. Next one. whilst they're working along and earning good money and knowing everything's going well, we then, at the team, will start looking at the past. So we'll focus, with the present obligations now under control, my team and I can focus on the past issues, and we do this by importing any bank transactions into Xero, starting right back at the beginning of where these late lodgements have started, and that gives us the information we need to create financial reports, to deal with those outstanding staff, super income summaries, business activity, whatever it might be. Finally, once we know the full extent of that tax debt, we then give advice on how to successfully negotiate a decent sort of payment arrangement with the tax office. And if it's too much for that business, often liquidation or restructure could be an answer. That's when we call in the specialists at that point. And of course, ongoing support. We love to help our clients ongoing. Whether that's once you've got a good Xero system in, you can bolt on all these fantastic apps that can help you manage your business to make sure you're making good money in your business. The BAS, the tax compliance, the staff super obligations, the tax returns, FBT returns, and any budgeting and cash flow forecasts that they may want to do, and many other business areas in general. So the very last one here. Look, it's about focusing on the future. As business people, we have a choice of how much money we earn because our income is not limited to a salary and what we bring home each week. This brings opportunity, but also risks, which are managed well with good structure for asset protection and great systems and procedures to manage your staff and your money. What I've touched on today is how to create a great foundation on which other great systems can be built on to grow your business, which in turn grows your income, which in turn builds a business that can be sold one day and give you the retirement that you can only imagine, rather than living on the age pension or something less than what you expected. So these are some things you can either take personally, or if you're very friendly with, because it's a touchy subject, I suppose, changing accountants, and it does take a lot for people to change. So if you've got a friend or relative that talks about these sorts of things, there's something not right in their business and they really need to get a second opinion. They can come and see me for free. I can quite easily look at a tax report and their financials and say, well, that's not right and that's not right. And then that just opens up the can of worms then. Ideal clients for me are people that you know are buying an existing business. They need help right from the start. We'll have structuring things that we can help them out with and just get all those systems in place so they get on top of it before it even becomes a problem. People that are planning on becoming self-employed. I've got some great stories, I've got enough time around that one. Love helping people going from an employee to a self-employed person. People that are bragging, so business owners experiencing growth. That may show up in moving into a bigger premises or out of their own home, where they could be employing more staff. And someone who doesn't pay tax, that's not good. If someone's telling you they're not paying tax, that is a problem, because they should be getting a tax bill of some description every 3 months if they've got employees. And if they're a sole trader, they should be getting a pay-as-you-go instalment every 3 months. And complaining. So if you hear owners that say their accountants don't return their calls, they'd like more support from their existing accountant. And with their long-term goals, they get nasty letters, thank you, Flower, from the ATO. They're constantly chasing their accountant to lodge their returns, and they have a gut feeling something's not right. As I said earlier, there usually isn't, and they need to get a second opinion on what's going on in their business. The ideal referral partners for me would be bookkeepers, solicitors, business brokers, immigration lawyers, that's crept in there, Craig, and business coaches. And that is it. I'll put on your desk something that if you've got someone you may know that fits a category here, we can have a confidential conversation about that. But also I'm keen to have one-to-one. So if anyone wants to catch up with me for a one-to-one, I'd love to schedule one in the next few weeks or months, whatever it works for you. That's it for today. Thank you very much.